Nsem-Pii TV nie.
Yesan ema yen atiefo akwaba ena awie edimoba Nsem-Pii TV na nana adodankwa akufo ado etimu ede na norisem atudwa ne last state of the nation address said ye Ghana tie na wode che eye John Dramani Mahama Sano wode ehon ensem nyina etimu atudwa na nana dankwa akufo ado kasa wie no ena the majority leader eye owura Afenyo Markins enso so ede ne de eka ho na abusua ensema Afenyo Markins eka no de enye asamketo ye kase ye ka wanhwe ya yehu kan mpayifo so ene bu bebi se obi nse trudo ematoa enti yense ye na tifo mre no moma yenko na yenkonkotie ensema owura Afenyo Markins wori tudwa ewo Parliament House abra nana adodanko akofado ekasa wiye ne ye ba Nsem-Pii TV ensema hodwa egopono so no ye besan e de asom ye na tifo ama atifo atimi ehu ensema ekoso ewo man konkon Ghana.
Hansa testifies of his great work in the chamber of this house. Then, as students, we sat at the gallery to observe and to take inspiration from him. Mr. Speaker, through resilience, through firmness of conviction, he tried over and over again and made it to the presidency. Mr. Speaker, today he has fulfilled a constitutional obligation to boldly deliver for Hansa his records in office for the 8 years. Mr. Speaker, it may be that for some political expedients, we may not appreciate what he has done for this country. But, Mr. Speaker, history, in its fair judgment, will state that there came an Akufo-Addo whose record in the educational sector of our country was unmatched and unequaled. Mr. Speaker, this is a man who is never afraid of challenges that confront him.
Honorable members, please, silence. Let's listen to the majority leader. Please.
Mr. Speaker, he has given us data, which data tells us the record he came to meet and the record he's leaving us with. Mr. Speaker, the Agenda 111, a very ambitious policy to revive our health sector and to provide for the needs, the health needs of the many vulnerable communities, Mr. Speaker, which is also unmatched, is there for all of us to see. Mr. Speaker, above all, this president and his government have demonstrated that they have what it takes to keep our country safe all around us. And by virtue of my being a member of the ECOWAS Parliament, I am able to say on authority the challenges our West African neighbors face in terms of security. This country is safe and secure, and it is a haven for many West Africans who would want to invest in our country. This is a country we must be proud of. Mr. President, your country is proud of you. Democracy has experienced its best under your leadership. Today, we are being told that there is a new hope. That's no problem. It is supposed to be so. But soon we will see the true colors of the umbrella. So, Mr. Speaker, I would want to say to my colleagues that you are yet to take over. We would be watching you for the next 4 years. And if indeed you have transformed, we will see with our naked eyes. This is a government that came into office and faced major challenge which confronted the world all over, but demonstrated resilience. This is a government that ensured that in spite of the COVID, all government sector workers were paid. This is a government that kept the lights on. This is a government that ensured that over 5.7 million Ghanaians had access to education. And Mr. Speaker, I would want to relate to this issue of free SHS. It took the grace of God for me to complete secondary education because my mom could not afford, my stepdad could not afford. It took the grace of God. And I know there were many Ghanaians who could not afford free SHS and because could not afford secondary education and had to stay at home. We know in our communities today, all those who could not get free SHS benefited from it when Akufo-Addo assumed office. Mr. Speaker, TVET was also implemented for those who are placed at the lowest ebb of fortune's wheel to also get advantage of getting technical education. This is it. This is the record that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is leaving us with. Mr. Speaker, prosperity will be the utmost judge. And I repeat, soon and very soon, the Ghanaian people will see the true colors of this umbrella. I rest my case. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
No, the first nafi yakwa Enra Wamra, the finance minister, Ebomoding at the mini budget no at the Tujanum, saying were presenting any enyema eko home say ready a yebeko na fe yakwa kohwe eho ensem na yakano ene anopei medican at the breakdown at the abremo said the say 68.13 billion Ghana cedis and in the first quarter of 2025 Ghana ebe here na afei yede abo omeho ebra na de ewo enso enno enti yebehwe eho ensem enso ewo ha na yedi enkomo ede afa ho medikai ede tudwama mesai enso so bio na afei yahwe say finance minister de no aye ready na afei yaka ho ensem ewo ha mini budget say ena etiem 2.3 billion Ghana cedis and a name arrears for clearance and no ewo yade eho ensem no beba afi the government also allocated 2.34 billion in the 2024 mini budget for allowance arrears clearance and no ebe settle outstanding financial obligations now assign at the confidence abaye contractor from omo eye adwuma contractor hodo any suppliers ahodo trainees ahodo any womo enkro ne bani nyina no womo enso eho enkomo ewo eye budget ni mu a na chese 2.34 billion Ghana cedis and abayin at the Koyeda settlement no afei 20.69 billion and so omo edi ato say a interest payment for the first quarter of 2025 no and so cover a energy sector levy account eslanum and afi independent power producers IPPS no so almost so edi enum and afi yabesan ahwe say parliament so omasa approve an academic 2023-2025 mini budget no yeah 68.13 billion Ghana cedis na uchechemu And no other Boama are buying a for the first quarter of 2025. No, etimi akoso na same and at projected revenue and grants for the 3 months period. 42.58 billion Ghana cedis projected total revenue. Just say a year the first quarter no a year sika Ghana betimi enya and afi a year grants ahodo for the 3 months no our project say betimi do 42.54 billion Ghana cedis are all the core GDP ni represented 3.5% of the GDP gross domestic product na just say the tier. And so on, expenditure plan for the 2025, as part of the adventure in advance of the appropriation measure, way a year and summer. And also the Ababetuya approval about joint committee on budget and finance, more etnasina almost share say and yemenina. And so atutuma na de etie and so enono na yanko yanim na fe yenhwem said the ensem no etia expenditure highlight no say and etie compensation of employees menim say sitak for the nka hodia 16 billion 462 million 828,490 nano air compensation of employees 16 billion 462 million 828,490 of a use of goods and services 3 billion 123 million 221,787 interest payment. And also a year is home year beba hon 20 billion 691 million 523,500 subsidies 45 million 507,080 a grant to other government units 9 billion 193 million 773,211 social benefits 234 million 703,983. Afeko other expenditure 9 billion 463,000 million 817,454. Afe capital expenditure 5 billion 293 million 248,493. Afe total expenditure 64 million 508 million 623,999. Arrears clearance 2 billion 343 million 505,925. Amortization 1 billion 280 million 544 million 1,603. And afi expenditure and advance of appropriation okay kaboma na chese akwakodu 68 billion 134 million 674,527 na chese first quarter yanko na afi yanko hwe de course and so our parliament no.
No. I will now put the question if there's no contribution. So all those in favor, that motion listed 14. No. Honorable members, the ayes have.
We are a Parliament House of Ghana. Yami Atuma, and after the State of the Nations address by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and other Niamombe, they will rise na Afenyo Markins on the 6th of January 2025. Omasa are reconvening and